Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day today. This video really shouldn't take too long because all I plan to do is go through this review. If it's after 10 a.m., the answer keys to the practices should be posted in the day 10 folder. So if you haven't already checked your answers that you turned in for those assignments, make sure you do that before you take your assessment. All right. So for the day 10 review, let's go through these problems. Actually, your assessment is going to look exactly like this. You're going to have number 1, given an equation in standard form, what's the vertex, and then convert to vertex form. And then you'll have 2 graphing problems, and that is it. So this assessment shouldn't really take you that long either. All right, so for number 1, since this is standard form, to find the vertex, I have to use x equals opposite of b over 2a. So b is positive 6, which means I take a negative 6 divided by 2 times a. So negative 6 divided by 2 is equal to negative 3. Next, I need the y coordinate. So since my function is x squared plus 6x plus 10, in place of x, I substitute negative 3. So I get a 9 minus 18 plus 10, which is negative 9 plus 10, which is positive 1. My vertex is negative 3, 1. And there is the answer to part A. When I was checking homework for some of you to find the vertex, you were not doing opposite of b over 2a. You were just doing b over 2a. So make sure you know that formula. You don't have to have it memorized. You're allowed to look back at your notes and look back at the review. Make sure you're doing opposite of b over 2a. All right, now that I have the vertex, to write it in vertex form, basically vertex form is y equals a, x minus h squared plus k. Well, this is what I plug in for h, negative 3. This is what I plug in for the k, a positive 1. So the only variable I'm missing, because I want my equation to have x and y in it, is the a. The way I can get the a is to look back at the original equation in standard form. And a is the number in front of x squared, which is a 1. So I know that a is 1, and I know that h is negative 3, and the k is 1. So when I plug it all in, I get y equals 1, so you don't have to put that there. X minus negative, which becomes x plus 3 squared, plus 1. And there's my answer to part B. On part B, you really don't have to show much work. You can just kind of write out your answer. But on part A, you must show work on finding vertex or you will not get any credit. All right, next we have find the y-intercept and vertex and graph each function, plotting at least 3 points. So for part A, to find the y-intercept and the vertex, notice this is vertex form. That's what the lessons day 10 were all about. So the vertex is easy to find. The vertex is just looking at the h and the k. When I look at these numbers, I take opposite, same, 1, negative 6. So y-intercept, I have to do a little bit more work. For the y-intercept, I have to plug in a 0 for x and simplify. So I get negative 1 squared, which is 1, minus 6, which is negative 5. All right, when I graph the vertex 1, negative 6, make sure you're drawing your axis of symmetry, the vertical line, through that point. That's your line of symmetry where it should be the same on both sides. Your y-intercept is 0, negative 5. That point reflects over to the other side, and you have at least 3 points to connect. I want to verify this should be opening up. Yes, because the a is positive 1. And notice I have 3 points. Okay, to finish up part A, the domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. And the range is from negative 6 to infinity, and the negative 6 should have a bracket. If you write it as y is greater than or equal to negative 6 in inequality notation, I'm okay with that as well. I know the problems with creating parabolas, it was written like that. But in Unit 3, we wrote it like this with interval notation with the brackets and parentheses. So either one is fine. All right, last problem. Part B for number 2 is also a vertex form. So once again, the vertex should be easy to identify. The vertex is opposite, same, -2, +1, and I can draw a vertical dash line passing through that point. For the y-intercept, it is not 0, 1. You don't simply look at this constant out there. That is what you do for standard form. This is not standard form. Okay, so we have to actually plug in a 0 for x. So I have a -0 + 2 squared plus 1. So y equals -4 + 1, which is -3. So 0, -3. When I graph that, I can reflect that over the axis of symmetry to the other side and connect the points. This parabola is opening down, which it should be because we had that negative in front. And the domain is -∞ to infinity, like every single quadratic equation we see, because all of them have arrows left to right. The range has an arrow going down, so I start at -∞, and then the vertex is -2, 1, so I stop at +1, and I put a bracket there. All right, this concludes our review for today. This answer key, along with all 3 practice answer keys, are posted in Schoology. Check your answers to all 4 of these assignments before you start the assessment. All right. You have until 9 p.m. to get that assessment turned in without losing points for being late. And then don't forget that your day 11 assignments on intercept form are due at 10 a.m. on Thursday. All right, have a great rest of the day, and I will see you at Thursday in the Hangout at 11 a.m. Bye.